66 million years ago, something small is moving beside a broken nest on the Hell Creek floodplain. It is not the largest predator here. Today, it may be one of the most vulnerable. Beyond the ferns, another hunter has already discovered its trail. This is western North America near the end of the Cretaceous, a world shaped by rivers, forests, and seasonal floods. On a raised patch of sand and vegetation, a young Tyrannosaurus begins another dangerous morning. Its colors, sounds, and nesting behavior are lost to time, so every detail must be reconstructed cautiously. Fossil evidence suggests a hatchling T-Rex may have weighed only about 2.5 kilograms. Recent estimates also suggest large clutches, possibly containing dozens of eggs, but few young would have reached adulthood. Their bones indicate that these tiny tyrannosaurs could move soon after hatching. That mobility mattered, because parental protection may have been limited and food was not guaranteed. At this size, even an insect is worth investigating. Although catching one requires coordination, the hatchling does not yet possess. Its long legs are built for movement, but roots and fallen branches turn every step into practice. A small lizard offers a more valuable meal and a first test of timing. Wear found on hatchling teeth suggests that young tyrannosaurs were already feeding on vertebrate animals. Moisture collected on leaves provides a safer drink than the exposed edge of a river. Through the trees, Edmontosaurus move between feeding grounds, each adult many thousands of times heavier than the hatchling. Remaining still is often safer than running. Movement attracts attention, even from animals that are not hunting. Triceratops is a plant eater, but its weight and horns make a close encounter extremely dangerous. The youngster waits until the massive animals pass, learning that survival sometimes means surrendering the path. Hunger eventually drives it toward a shallow seat beside the main river. By midday, heat rises from the wet ground, and open mud offers little protection. Every footprint records its direction, weight, and speed for any predator capable of reading the trail. Water gathers animals from across the floodplain, making each drinking place both a resource and a trap. Beneath the surface, only 2 eyes and a pair of nostrils reveal the presence of a crocodilian. Its attack lasts less than a second. For the hatchling, that second is almost the entire battle. Long legs accelerate rapidly across the mud, while the tail keeps the lightweight body balanced. An adult Tyrannosaurus relied on immense power. A hatchling survives through speed, concealment, and a much smaller target. Hidden among wet stems, it remains motionless until its breathing begins to slow. But the escape has left a fresh trail, and another predator has reached the water. Acheroraptor is known mainly from jaws and teeth. Its feathered body is reconstructed from close dromaeosaur relatives. A small mammal disappears beneath a log before the inexperienced tyrannosaur can strike. Farther downstream, flood debris has trapped a fish in a shrinking pool. Scavenging and hunting small prey may have allowed young tyrannosaurs to occupy a very different niche from adults. A single enormous footprint reveals that a full-grown Tyrannosaurus has recently crossed this bank. Then the pressure drops, insects fall silent, and thunder begins to roll across the floodplain. Rain transforms dust into mud, and every familiar scent begins to wash away. The hatchling turns toward shelter, but the landscape is changing faster than it can travel. A harmless drainage channel has become a fast, widening stream. Contact calls come from the opposite side, nearly hidden beneath rain and thunder. A fallen trunk offers the only route across, but wet bark provides almost no grip. Each step pushes the flexible trunk deeper into the current. When the log begins to roll, the hatchling's long tail cannot correct the sudden movement. The current carries away an animal built to run, not to resist floodwater. Mud turns the water opaque. Direction, distance, and even the surface become difficult to judge. One floating branch provides a few seconds of support. The same flood threatening the hatchling now carries it toward a distant bank. It reaches solid ground exhausted, soaked, and far from the shelter it was trying to find. Unfortunately, it is not the only animal to have crossed the flooded channel. Acheroraptor approaches against the wind, hiding its body behind wet ferns. The hatchling freezes. Its first defense is to avoid becoming a visible target. When concealment fails, there is only one option left: run. Lightweight proportions allow rapid turns through spaces a heavier predator cannot follow as easily. The first strike misses by centimeters, scattering mud and broken leaves across the bank. An exposed root system contains a narrow opening, barely large enough for the young Tyrannosaurus. Cornered animals can still defend themselves, and even these small jaws contain sharp, functional teeth. Saturated soil finally collapses, placing a wall of mud and tangled roots between predator and prey. As the storm moves east, evening sunlight returns to a landscape rearranged by water. Faint contact calls and familiar scent traces lead the exhausted hatchling back across the wet forest floor. Reaching shelter does not guarantee tomorrow, but it means this day has not defeated it. Nearby, a Triceratops calf begins its own journey through the same dangerous world.